Disclaimer: this video is no way affiliated or endorsed by TFCon and it was made for entertainment purposes only.
This October 20th through the 22nd, TFCon Orlando at Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Orlando at SeaWorld with special guests Bob Budiansky, Victor Caroli, Dan Gilvison, Gary Chalk, Richard Newman, Alex Milne, David Sobloff, and Casey Kohler. Meet mediocre YouTubers Bert the Stormtrooper, Deluxe Baldwin, DIECAST NORBZ, Engineer Hoist, Fire Talks, Ghost Prime, Kato's Collection, Patriot Prime, Rodimus Primal, and Treebot. If you see them, make sure and say hi. You'll most likely find them at the bar. That's TFCon Orlando in October. Be there!
DIECAST NORBZ is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some what? Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello to you all, my fantastic and fellow hooligans and scallywags from across the multiverse. It's time for another toy adventure of DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan. And today I am actually going to be doing Armada Optimus Prime right over here. He has actually been long awaited by me. Finally sent over to me from Amazon. I cannot wait to get into this guy. This guy is super amazing, super fantastic. So far, let's just take a look at the box right over here, and his box art is spectacular. You've got to commend the artists who actually work on these things. Also, the back of the box right over here looking as cool as can actually be. I can't wait to take you for our step-by-step for this thing. So, I'm not going to say to go get a snack, but, you know, maybe go get a snack. Anyway, let's check this guy out. Now that we've actually finished talking about this box, let's talk about the bot inside. This guy is spectacular. Coming from the fevered minds of what made Mad Max spectacular, this guy actually has it all. He has actually got this amazing reinforced grille right over here. The red painted cab is really awesome. I am loving this whole entire design. It is really wonderful. Pinned wheels right over here in the front over here. He's got your smokestacks. The one thing that I'm not really that fond of is the windscreen right over here. I kind of feel like we could have actually gotten like maybe a smoky gray going for the front windshield and everything, and that would have actually made it a lot better. But I do love the fact that we actually have this going on over here. Inside, it kind of like makes me feel as though we're actually looking at like a robotic sensor or something, so that's probably how he's actually able to see through his windshield, and that's pretty cool. I kind of like that a lot. We've got pinwheels in the back right over here also. This mighty trailer over here. We've got the Autobot symbol prominently stored right over here. That's actually really great. He can illegally pack his blaster right on the top and everything. So that is really nice. Also, we have a great back over here. And I'm actually loving these treads over here also. These are also pinned in. You actually have some rollers on the bottom and everything. So that's actually kind of nice to like keep them smooth and rolly and everything like that. So that's actually very cool, but I would have loved to have actually seen these move. Like I would have loved to see these like have like a treading system like they actually gave over to I think it's Generations Megatron / Armada Megatron, and that would have actually been really wonderful over here. But also we have this missile array system going on over here, so that's actually so cool. I love this thing so much. It's got just like a lot of style and imagination. And I'll give you a couple of quick comparisons. Here we go with Optimus Prime and Studio Series 86 Brawn, Studio Series Rise of the Beast Cheetor, and I kept on thinking I was going to hate this guy a lot more, but he's growing on me. Why is he growing on me? Transformers Generations Armada Megatron. And the one thing that I'm actually going to say about this altogether is, remember I was actually talking about the treads over here and everything. I wish that it actually rolled as much as this, because we actually have actual rolling treads right over here. And it's still something that was I wasn't used more than like about a few years ago, but I really love that. I wish we actually had like the PVC plastic to go along, like they actually did with the Beachcomber, so we can actually have this manipulated right over here on Prime, and it would have actually been super fantastic to actually see. But he is no less still a spectacular figure. Let's take a look at this. The trailer itself is actually very cool. All you need to do is bring these two pieces down right over here, and if Optimus is driving away from his trailer altogether, you actually have these two pieces. But what else can this thing actually do? Well, let's check out the first transformation, and shit. And with that, let us open up these two panels right over here. So we've got one right over here and one right over here on this side. And we're actually just going to get him ready to actually transform into his first battle station with, there we go. And now let's remove his blaster right over here. And then we'll actually start like moving this out of the way and this out of the way. And then we are going to open these two legs up right over here, or what will actually become legs later on. We are going to bring this all up over here. We're going to take this and maneuver it where it's actually out of the way, and then just rotate it, bring it down here, and there are actually going to be a couple of pieces right over here that actually supports the pegging system. So we'll actually peg that in right there, and there we are. And now we'll just move this, and then we'll actually give this a bit of a turn, and then right over here, and this could have actually stayed on. We could actually like leave this pegged on right over here, and then we'll bring this up like this. And for the rest of the transformation, I decided to give you more of a view like this because I was actually kind of losing some real estate over here. Just let me move the box over so I can show this to you a little bit better. But what I like to do is I like to bring these pieces right over here so we actually have extra guns going right in the front. And we're just going to bring this down over here, and then we'll put that clip right in here, and then we're actually going to do the same on this side. So let's bring this piece down, and then we're just going to clip it right over here, and we'll bring this over here like so, and this over here like so, and then I think that these actually, I think those actually kind of like stay right like that and like that. And whatever you actually want to do, remember, whatever you do with your figure, it's actually your win and everything. So originally, I think it's actually supposed to be more like this, where you actually have this blast shield over here or something, or there we go. That's actually supposed to be the rocket pod that actually faces in the front, and these are actually supposed to be the blast shields and everything. And then minions are supposed to run around here all happy and everything like that. But I kind of like it like this a little bit more. So we actually have like rocket pods in the front over here, rocket pods in the back over here. We actually have two blasters right over here and over here. And there goes your battle station mode. And then we're actually going to get Optimus into his robot mode so you can see a little bit more about how that actually works out. And shit! If you've ever had the Armada figure for Optimus, you kind of like figured out exactly how this actually works out. So let's just swing these tires to the back right over here and have them peg in right in the back, and then we'll actually do the same thing over here. You just have to swing the legs all the way in the back. They're actually pegged right in the front over here and over here as well, so There we go. We have those wheels actually stored away, and then we'll actually lift up the side skirts over here and lift up the back skirt in the back here. After removing the side skirts, we'll actually just come over here and we will just lift these two pieces up right over here and over here. And this is where we'll actually get the feet. So we'll just do that and then plug these two right back over here. And then we will separate the feet just like so. We're actually going to come up to the front and really gingerly just remove the front headlights right over here. Now they're actually on a peg system where it actually does kind of become a little bit easy to unpeg them as you're actually removing the front headlights. So we just want to move them just like that, and then right on the inside, that's where your issue is actually going to lie and everything like that. They didn't pin it in or anything, so that's actually kind of sad, but just move it right over here so you'll actually feel like a little bit of a thump once you actually get that in. And then we're actually going to do the same thing on the other side over here. Not really meant for a quick conversion or anything like that, but it does become really nice once you actually get these things all set in. So like move this over, there we go. And then once we actually have that going, we can actually remove this and bring it all the way to the front, just like so, which actually reveals Optimus's head. Then we'll bring down his arms, just like so, and then we'll bring this piece over just like that, and then we will just give his hand just like a little bit of a turn right over here and over here. And once you're actually done with that, we have Armada Optimus in robot mode. And on battle station mode, let's say we bring this over here up and over just like that, and that looks like a better battle station to me right over there. And you could actually put Prime's gun right over here, or you could actually kind of like, I guess you could actually put it over here also. No, that doesn't even fit or anything like that. I was kind of hoping that we would actually be able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I think, yeah, there we go. And we can actually put Prime's gun right over here on this side or this side of this thing. And it's not the best, but it's not entirely useless either or anything like that. It's actually very interesting to see this whole entire thing. And it is totally Blast Effects compatible. So let us take a couple of these blast effects that we actually have over here from Skylinks right over here. And totally blast effects this thing like crazy, so you can actually see what this thing will actually look like on a full-on assault. And as always, it's great to actually have backwards compatibility with the blast effects and everything like that, so that's actually always really cool. I'm not sure if it's actually made for Prime himself, which he can actually man the turrets and everything like that, and I like having it this way instead of like the backwards, instead of like having everything backwards where this is actually facing in the back and everything like that. It's great if he's actually getting attacked from the back and everything, of course, but like I think that this actually works out so much better over here. And we'll pretend that Bumblebee over here is Sparkplug, and there we go. And then that's actually a pretty cool, nice looking set right over here. This version of Optimus has always been a really, really great design to me and everything. Just let's bring this up a little bit so you can actually check out a little bit more about this. Elephant in the room is that he actually has his golden hands on the back of his legs over here. I kind of wish that we could have actually had like another panel just to close that off and everything. But aside from that, he is just really looking pretty cool. Let's take a closer look and you'll actually see those yellow eyes right over there. I love everything that they did with the head crest, and that is just beautiful. I love like this styling, the angularness of his antenna is actually just like really cool also and everything. No blemishes whatsoever on my mouthpiece whatsoever or anything like that. I'm actually kind of surprised about that because most of my Primes usually has something going on with like the mouthpiece, and I'm actually glad that they were able to work out a better coloring or a better way of coloring and everything with this whole thing. We actually have his shoulders and his arms over here looking pretty powerful, you know. I love that. We actually have the smokestacks over here again that are actually Blast FX compatible as well, so you could actually kind of like plug that in over here, and then he actually has some great artillery right over there. Also, if you actually really wanted to, you can actually use his blaster. This can actually be used in both super mode and in regular robot mode and everything, so that's actually great. We have his chest compartment right over here that will unveil the Matrix of Leadership. It is actually removable, so let's just do that really quick. So you just kind of like have to ring it off just a bit over here, and my fingernails are actually like a little bit too short to get this out, but I will. There we go. And once you actually get that out, you can actually see the spark crystal right over here and everything also. It's actually really nice. Looks better when it's actually on, because this almost kind of like has an appearance as though it's actually glowing in red and everything. So that's actually really nice, but you gotta love the detailing that's actually over here. And the devil is actually in the detailing and everything, because this is actually really great also. But not only that, but we open this even further and we get a spark chamber on the inside and everything, reminiscent of I want to say Beast Wars Megatron, the G1 version of Beast Wars Megatron, where they were actually removing the spark from Megatron himself and everything, and then you actually had the spark chamber that was actually kind of like protecting that. So that's actually really cool. I love that touch. And we'll just close that off, and then we'll actually pay attention to those headlights right over there. He actually does have a great design all the way down to the bottom and everything like that. He actually has a head turn that can actually go 360. It's on a ball joint right over here. He can go all the way around with this arm joint right over here. You actually have you can actually bring his arm all the way out. It looks kind of awkward over here, and then also this piece kind of like moves in and out as well and everything like that. So if you actually needed to use that right over here as another piece of articulation, you can. He actually has a 360 on the bicep right over here. He has a double hinged elbow right over here, so that's actually always really welcome. He actually has a turn right over here on the wrist, which is outstanding. He has an ab crunch right over here. Sorry about that, but there we go. He has a bit of an ab crunch, so that's actually really nice, and that's actually also due to the transformation to super mode. He can kick all the way out. He actually does the full kung fu. The only thing I don't get about this is the same thing, and I'm actually not going to get the same thing I'm going to talk about in super mode. He actually has ratchets going all the way out here. You can remove his skirts, bring it all the way out here, so that's great. But he doesn't have ratchets going outwards like this. And I think that's a missed opportunity for ratchets, because that would have actually just made for a stronger bot altogether, stronger stances and everything like that. So I kind of wish we actually had that as well. But here we go. We actually have ratchets right over here on the inside that go in and out and everything like that. Due to transformation to super mode, he actually does have a tilt on his toes right over here, and then he actually has ankle tilt, so that's actually really nice. So all in all, a great Optimus altogether and everything. Like I said before, I've always loved this design. I've always thought that it was actually kind of like original to actually have like a solid chest piece right over here, as opposed to the chest windows that we usually get with an Optimus Prime. So that alone makes this a really outstanding design and everything. I really love it. The figure actually feels really sturdy and everything too. So if you actually do go out and get him, the only thing that I'd probably have to be mindful about, or that I want you to be mindful about, is these pieces right over here, that when you actually take them off and move them over to where they're supposed to sit, you do actually have a tendency to actually kind of like knock it off of the pegs altogether. It's only a quick fix for you to actually put them back on again. Otherwise than that, he is amazing. And for size comparisons, we're going to bring in Cheetor, Brawn, and Megatron over here. And as far as these two guys actually go, even more than what I've actually been seeing for Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Megatron. I kind of feel like these two actually kind of like meet each other's size class a lot more. Megatron was a lot bigger than Optimus was. So let's take Optimus into super mode. Head Shunt super mode! So as much as I actually like this robot mode and this base and everything, I think this guy actually really shines up in super mode. So I'm going to put the Prime over here for a second and let us get into super mode. I think we actually need to reverse this. Actually, let's bring the legs down. First off, let's bring these over here. And then we'll actually bring the legs down, and this will actually be a lot easier to follow once I actually do all of this preparation. So let's bring down the feet right over here, and that's actually really looking great already and everything, right? So let's bring these around. No, actually, we're gonna keep these over here. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're gonna keep these over here, and then we are going to bring this up right over here. Then we are going to bring this down, and this is actually going to sit on his back for some reason, but we'll actually fix that up in a moment. Right now we're just going to swing this around, and then there we go. We'll bring down the cod piece over here, we'll bring down the side skirts, and this actually stays right over here, and then we're just going to bring this all right up on his back right over here, and then he's gonna have like this piece is actually gonna rest like right on the back over here. So that's where we're actually gonna leave all of that so far and everything. So that actually comes together pretty nicely. I think these two, yeah, there are a couple of pieces right over here where that actually pegs in. So just let me lift this off so you can actually see it. And right in here and over here, we'll just peg that in and do that, and then that's actually a part of the super mode pants. And now let's get over to his upper section, and the upper section, we'll just remove this right over here. We are going to just straighten up the head and bring the shoulders up as though you're actually going into truck mode again, and bring that just like that. And then we'll bring this up right over here. There we go. And just make sure that you actually get past his ears. There we are. And now we're going to split this piece right over here apart. So we'll do that, and then we'll bring this out a little bit, but leave this whole just like this, because that'll actually come into play in just a moment right over here. Well, make sure that this is actually down, because that's actually, this piece of the cab is actually in a sliding mechanism. Just move that down, and then just move these apart just like that. That actually comes out on a swinging mechanism just like so. And then we're going to bring his arms out. Actually, just let's do this. Bring that like that. Bring his arms down and up, and then let's bring his fists, just to hide them a little bit more, let's bring them on the inside just like so. We'll actually bring his arms down right over here just like that. We'll take his fist now, and this is the part that is probably one of the most complicated parts of it more than anything else, but the complication isn't really that extreme. So we'll actually bring his toes on the inside. We'll bring this all out. We'll secure it right over here, and then we'll bring his toes right into the arm right over here. And that's a great part of the transformation. I love that to death. And let's do that one more time again. We'll bring this all the way up. We'll bring his toes up just like so. We'll bring his fist around. We'll put his toes on the inside of his arm right over here, and bring this down and secure that right over there. And that's awesome. You can actually already see them coming together. So once we actually do that, let's bring up the super mode head, and we just want to make sure that everything is out of the way, and then we'll just bring that up. There we go, and that secures just like so. And then we just want to bring this over here like so. Again, there's a peg that goes right over here into his shoulder, so we'll just bring that up over here just like so. And then we'll just squeeze that in. Everything squeezes in really, really nicely. I love this. And then we just want to bring this and then just do that. There we go. So now that this is all fixed up and ready to go, there we go. Now that it's actually all fixed and ready to go, all we want to do are the last touches, which is lift this piece up right over here. And I really love the way this secures. So you just want to do this first. Just put this whole entire grill section right into here. Just let me make sure that everything is actually all ready and situated. There we go. So we just want to squeeze that all in here just like that, and that actually just slides right in really easily. There's actually going to be a groove that actually goes in here, so just do this, slide that in. Once you're actually done with that, you just want to secure the arm pieces right over. You want to secure the shoulder pieces right on either side of his head, and then all you want to do is snap this all in. Now, this one actually has a release mechanism that's actually right on the side. Once you actually secure this guy in, oh, and lift this up. Sorry about that, everybody. So once you're actually finished with this mechanism right over here kind of like releases the whole entire bot, but we can actually just slide it in until it clicks, or you can actually just kind of like push this in just to make sure that everything like fits in really securely. And once it's actually in, it's in. Then all you want to do is just put this in just like so. And now the finishing touch is just pulling out the ears just like that. And that is a beautiful Armada Optimus Prime. Let's take a closer look at this guy. So Armada Optimus Prime is so freaking fantastic. I love this figure so much. Again, I just wanted to show off his blast effects compatibility. He didn't come with any blast effects himself, and that's actually a shame, especially at the Commander class and everything. I would have really loved to have seen Commander class Optimus get like everything that he's actually warranted. I know that Ultra Magnus, my guy, my favorite, is actually going to be coming in pretty soon and everything, and like we actually have a Commander class in him that's actually coming with the blast effects and everything, and like and every single commander, you should actually have something else that actually umps the price on this guy and everything like that. But like, let's look at this guy. First off, the obvious thing is he loves gold. And you can actually tell that by all the gold accents that are all around him and everything like that, in his face mask, in here, in his golden eyes actually, you know. The yellow in the eyes is actually just very, very cool. I love it. I love this chin guard over here also and everything on this version of Optimus. He is just really good looking. Look at this guy. He's got gold fists right over here. Doesn't come with the same mechanism that Jetfire actually came with, where you open his arms and then all of a sudden like this piece actually comes in and out for his to actually kind of like hide this thing away. It might have actually come at the expense of losing the whole entire mechanism and like his whole like fist turning operation and everything, which would have actually been a shame. But then again, Jetfire didn't lose that either, so I'm not exactly sure how well that would have actually been able to work that into the whole entire hand mechanism. But he is really great. I love the fact that the whole upper piece of the truck actually becomes his body, and that's always dope as shit to me and everything like that. I really love that. Again, we actually have everything over here. We actually have the tank treads and everything like that. All of this actually kind of like comes over here. I kind of wish we could have actually moved this to up here or something to actually give him like a little bit more firepower and a little bit more of a backpack and everything like that. But the way it looks, I kind of like feel as though they kind of like felt like they might have actually felt that Optimus actually had enough of a backpack already with just this. But he is just so great. I also kind of wish that we could have actually had the codpiece where this was actually attached and we actually had like the two flaps that are actually on the ulterior sides of the leg and everything like that. But minor nitpicks and everything like that for an otherwise fantastic figure. Like this guy is actually really, really great. So his articulation goes like this. He actually does have like a lot of freedom with his head and everything like that. He's actually got a ball joint on the inside. He can actually look up, look down. He can look all around and everything. He's got 360 all around and everything. He's got the ears that actually go in and out. You can move this whole entire shoulder piece all around here. I may have to tighten up a couple of pieces over here in order to like get this to stiffen a little bit, because what this actually does is that if you actually move this, because of the fact that this is Optimus's leg joint right over here and everything, it does kind of like tend to knock into the shoulder guards right over here. Kind of a shame, but not really that much of a loss either or anything. We actually have upper wrist, upper bicep rotation right over here, so that's actually really nice. He actually does come with with elbow articulation right over here, and it can actually go back if he actually wanted to like make him fight somebody from the back or something like that, I guess, or break his arm or something, I don't know. So like he actually has wrist rotation right over here. He has an opening and closing fist over here. Also, I kind of wish that we actually had single digits and everything like that, so he can actually kind of like manipulate more of his hands, but that's actually okay. Underneath the skirt right over here, he actually does actually have waist articulation right over here. This piece over here is also on a mushroom peg right over here. So if you actually decided to move his legs, you can actually kind of manipulate this to move around with him and everything like that. So that's actually okay. It could have actually been a lot better, but it's not really the worst either, you know? You can actually move his legs all the way out. He actually does come with kung fu action right over here, so that's actually really awesome and everything. Upper thigh rotation. You can actually bend his legs all the way out. Really clicky ratchets. The elephant in the room for me on this guy is that he actually still comes with pretty weak joints right over here. Try tightening the screws in the back. Kind of wish that we could have actually had a lot more going on over here as far as like maybe heavier ratchets going on the outside also and everything like that. It would have actually made for a more stellar toy and everything. But aside from that, he's really not bad. Also, ankle tilt right over here, and if you actually want to, you can actually move this up for a little bit of flexion. So really, just a good figure altogether and everything. I'd actually say that this guy were actually in the high 90s and everything like that. Just a really great figure. And thanks to the technology of Evo Fusion, we can actually take these pieces right over here that are Optimus Prime's blasters that are like for his original robot mode, and we can actually add them onto his blasters right over here. So let me clear up that picture right over here, and then we will actually bring this over here. And is it needed? No, but is it fun? Hells yeah. Like, look at this guy. This guy is great. I am loving that style of blaster right over here. And also blast effects compatible. So let us just bring this in over here just like so. And we are just going to arm up all his little Evo Fusion pieces right here and here. And let me just find a couple of other pieces also and everything, because I don't have like a whole lot in the way of like all of these blast effects. This is why I keep on saying Mr. and Mrs. Hasbro or Takara-san, please make more of these blast effects, because these are so much fun. And when you actually have something where you can actually do this on Prime and everything, that is just simply amazing. I really love that so much and everything, Plus, also, this for a little bit of overkill and everything. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. Look at this. Hold on a second. Just let me have a little bit more fun doing this, because, like, this is just great stuff altogether. I love it so much. Look at that. Is that like not an overkill moment more than anything else? He is actually looking to destroy the nemesis. You know what I mean? And like, that is just great altogether and everything. I love it. And again, as far as comparisons are actually concerned, here we go. Brawn, Cheetor, and Leader Class Megatron right over here. And I'll tell you one thing, Evolution Megatron does not even compare to this guy right over here, especially for the height disparity and everything, you know? I really think this one actually kind of like matches up a lot more with this Prime, and you actually have arch enemies right over here for life, you know? And I really love the way these guys actually look. Really, I think that this Optimus Prime probably is just one of the greatest things ever and everything, you know? Aside from like having somebody to finally arch this Megatron, this guy actually really takes the cake when it actually comes down to great designs. Really, there's nobody else to compare him to except for Ultra Magnus, God among gods and everything. I really cannot wait to actually have him in my hands. And this is actually really just like making me anticipate the upcoming of Ultra and everything. Like, I really have like so much to say about that guy, because I've actually been seeing a lot about him online and reviews and everything, and this guy's that guy's just gonna be amazing. Perfect. Actually, I'm actually gonna venture to say perfect altogether. But this guy is no less a perfect Armada Prime and everything. If you're an Armada fan, this is the best time to live and everything like that, because we are actually getting some great Armada figures from this line and everything. I really hope this line actually goes on for a much longer time. Throughout time and space, Optimus and Megatron will always have unfinished business, and this is just so perfect to me and everything. I love this so much. As far as getting an Optimus figure and everything for your collection, I will absolutely say that as far as Armada Optimus is actually concerned, you couldn't get a better Armada figure altogether and everything. I love this guy so much. I am going to give you some final thoughts in just a moment. So Norbs, are you really going to tell me that Armada Optimus is actually as fantastic as he looks? Yes, I am. Norbs, you're not really telling me that I need him in my collection, are you? Son, stop playing. Go out and get him. This guy is actually super great. I am really amazed with how great this guy actually came out. I really thought that it was gonna like, there were like small little like mishaps and everything like that here and there with like maybe a couple of tolerances, but I can live with it because I can fix it, you know what I mean? But like, this guy is just really great. If you actually have a chance to put this guy in your collection, please do. I highly recommend this guy. Aside from like the one tolerance or that is this right over here, a couple of screw tightening, a couple of like fixatives or something like that, floor polish, kikis, whatever you may have to actually fix this guy, use that, and then you will be sorely happy with an amazing bot. He's freaking solid. I'm actually really kind of pleased and surprised with how solid this guy actually came out in all modes. You know, the base mode, I'm not really that much of a big fan of the base mode or anything like that, but this guy's base mode is actually pretty cool. As far as like both his robot modes, they are stellar. Mwah! Chef's kiss. And I really mean that wholeheartedly. This guy is actually really great. If you actually have a chance to add him, please do. I really think you'll be happy. Now give me Ultra Magnus. I really want to thank you once again for my trip through nerddom, the kingdom of the nerds, and for helping me just check these guys out and everything. It's support like yours that actually really matters to me and everything, and I really think that this figure over here is fantastic, you know? But anyway, thank you for joining me once again. I couldn't appreciate you guys more. Every single one of you guys that has actually logged in and has actually checked out my show and everything and are subscribing, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. In any case, I really hope that you actually have a better day than mine. As always, on the mental health check, make sure that you guys and girls and everyone in between are treating yourselves honestly, sincerely, lovely, and also make sure that you actually pass all of that positive energy all throughout the whole entire microverse and the macroverse and the multiverse, and send it all the way back over to HQ, because I could always use some myself. Make sure that each and every day you make it count and everything. You know, I really appreciate you all. And as always, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I look forward to talking to each and every one of you soon.